Welcome to my channel where we talk about all things, especially the environment. That could be the political environment, that could be the social environment, that could be the economic environment, or that can be the climate environment and what's going on in the world. So right now, I wanted to talk about what's going on as far as extreme heat waves are concerned. And I want to start off by playing this video from India.
All from extreme heat in India. Records have already been broken in Delhi, and forecasters say sweltering temperatures are likely to persist in some areas for the next few days.
They wait for hours in the scorching heat for water, and then a scramble to get their pipes in, a desperate effort to get every precious drop.
So as you heard in the video, there's an extreme heat wave going on in India right now. In April, I think it's been going on for a while, and I've been listening to the news from throughout the world addressing what's going on in India. And I'm asking the question, is India the only place that is suffering from a heat wave, that will suffer from a heat wave, that has suffered from a heat wave? And what are we doing about it? What are governments doing about it to address public health? Public health is extremely important. We're all going to be affected by heat waves when they occur in our part of the world. So right now in 2025, looking at this heat map, there are extreme heat waves in India and the world because, India is right below other countries that I'm sure are affected, and other countries just months ago have been affected, which I will demonstrate later on in my video. The basis for this video is just asking the question, will the U.S. summertime of 2025 have a heat wave? Well, as far as data is concerned and what's been happening every year in the summer in the United States, I think we will have another heat wave. I think we will have another heat wave, but my question is, what are we doing about it? How could we help people suffering from these heat waves? You have these machines that are called atmospheric water generators. So I'm asking the question, can they help during a heat wave? As you heard in the video at the beginning of my video, the newscaster said that the people in India were striving to get the last drop of water. Why is that? When there is technology available that can create water from the air, and it is called an atmospheric water generator. The answer to my question is yes. An atmospheric water generator, better known as AWGs, can potentially assist in mitigating the effects of heat waves by providing an alternative source of water, particularly in areas where water resources are scarce or inaccessible. During heat waves, dehydration is a significant concern, And atmospheric water generators, AWGs, can offer a solution for replenishing water supplies. So there's no need for people to strive to get the last drop of water if this type of technology is available where they live. Increased water availability is what these machines can potentially bring. Atmospheric water generators can produce water from the air, supplementing traditional water sources and potentially reducing strain on existing infrastructure during a heat wave. So, not just in India, but in other parts of the world, infrastructure could be put under great stress. Addressing water scarcity in areas where drought and water scarcity are present, okay, things can get exacerbated by heat waves, meaning problems can increase. AWGs can provide a crucial source of water for both human consumption and potentially for other needs like irrigation. So, when it's extremely hot, potentially crops can dry out, right? Because farmlands where food is grown needs constant water to feed a vegetable, a plant, a fruit, whatever grows from the ground needs water. Okay, it also provides hydration in emergencies. During heat waves, individuals may need additional hydration, right? Because you become dehydrated. Everybody knows this. And AWGs can provide a reliable source of drinking water, especially in areas where access to traditional water sources is limited. So these machines have other attributes, okay, and functions. And an AWG potentially offers cooling, right? Some AWGs may also have the ability to reduce the surrounding temperature by drawing heat from the air during condensation process, offering a cooling effect, sort of like an air conditioner, right? Emergency preparedness. Having AWGs available in advance can be a valuable tool for emergency preparedness and response during heat waves, ensuring access to clean water when needed. So, if officials are watching what's going on in places like India right now, you would think that they would prepare the public, because just relying on the tap or just always pulling from the groundwater, potentially in the future, some scientists are predicting that groundwater is drying up. Okay, so we have to use other sources to get water from, and this is one of them. Okay, so AWGs. While AWGs can be a helpful tool, it's important to note that efficiency depends on conditions. The efficiency of AWGs can vary based on factors like humidity, temperature, and the type of technology used. And I'll talk about that later. The technology that's out there that is for commercial use. Energy consumption. Some AWGs require electricity to operate, so their impact and energy consumption needs to be considered. Yes, this is true. Some AWGs I've read in different places may also be able to operate off of solar power. So energy consumption is a concern, which means AWGs, not a universal solution. AWGs may not be suitable for all situations or regions, especially in areas with very low humidity or high energy costs. Okay. So with areas in low humidity, some of these AWGs can work down to 10% humidity, which is very efficient, but there has to be some type of humidity. And if it's working at just a 10% humidity, potentially there might not be that much water that can be produced because humidity is one of the key factors in the operation of these machines. Okay. So now, as the video stated, they're experiencing extreme heat wave in India in 2025. Okay. But this is not anything new for India. India has seen a concerning increase in frequency, intensity, and duration of these heat wave events. For example, a 2021 study revealed that over 700 heat wave events have occurred in the last 5 decades, causing over 17,000 deaths. And this is in India. So, India needs this type of technology, in my opinion. Not just India, but all places, really. Now, in Australia, one of the highest temperatures officially observed in 2024 was 47 degrees Celsius, which translates into 116.6 degrees Fahrenheit. In the United States, we would consider that extremely hot, and you would hear on the news about people passing out, potentially elderly people dying from the heat, because some people can't even run their air conditioners all night because of energy costs. This is true. The energy costs go up during heat waves. So there's a two two trifecta, right? It's affecting you in many different ways. Extremely hot, so now you need water. It's the energy costs from the air conditioning, okay, which you may not be able to afford. So now, what do you do? Because you have to stay hydrated, right? That costs money. You have to stay cool, air conditioner. That costs money. So now, a atmospheric water generator, it has, like I stated before, it has two effects. It can affect the situation two ways. I meant to say, in two ways. It potentially can cool the environment like an air conditioner, as I mentioned earlier, and it can supply water, right? So essentially, a atmospheric water generator is more efficient, cost efficient too, than just buying water and running your air conditioner. You actually get two in one. This is what I meant by the trifecta. So you get two in one. And that is what, people who may not be able to afford the high cost of energy, right? Because energy costs are high already. Now, in 2024, southeastern Europe was severely impacted by heat waves in June. with temperatures reaching 44.5 degrees Celsius in Greece and 45 degrees Celsius in Cyprus. So this is happening all over the world. And the effects are the same. It's going to be universal. So, as I read earlier, there's a cooling effect on the surrounding area, and it's giving you water, right? So that's a potential cost saving for people in two ways, right? Heat waves are occurring more often than they used to in major cities across the United States. From an average of 2 heat waves per year during the 1960s to more than 6 per year during the 2020s. Now, that's just a short time, right? It's just 60 years. And the heat keeps increasing, not just in the United States over this short amount of time, but in different parts of the world, this is also happening. The Middle East is warming at a rate twice the global average. Heat waves in the region are becoming more frequent, intense, and longer in duration. Unbearable temperatures exceeding 40 degrees Celsius and even 50 degrees Celsius are becoming common all over the world. And the Middle East is not that far from India. China's annual mean surface area temperature has increased by more than 1 degree Celsius in the past century, leading to more frequent and hotter summer days. The cumulative number of days with temperatures above 35 degrees Celsius is increasing by 4.8 days per decade. Okay, so more days are becoming hot every 10 years, which will have an effect on the environment that people live in. Between April and June of 2024, Mexico endured 3 record-breaking heat waves. Temperatures in the hottest areas like Monterrey soared to 113 degrees Fahrenheit, 45 degrees Celsius. Mexico was right below the United States. And that heat wave also did the same thing to the landmass or the part of the United States that is connected to Mexico, like Southern California, Texas, okay, New Mexico, all down on that border, and up to Nevada, okay, up to Arizona, all right. This heat wave hit even to the southeast, Florida, Georgia, Alabama. They all felt the same heat, right? So people in the South definitely should have these types of machines readily available, maybe even in public spaces, so that they have access to clean drinking water, because not all tap water is good, even if you have filters. And some people can't afford to keep buying more bottled water. This is true. Africa is warming at a faster rate than the global average. Extreme heat events are becoming more common and severe. West Africa recently described heat waves have been described as impossible without climate change, with temperatures soaring above 48 degrees Celsius. That is extremely hot. So we read earlier 47 degrees Celsius in Australia was 116 degrees Fahrenheit. So this is above that. And in the United States, we would consider this almost unbearable. And if there was high humidity, it would make it even worse. So I answered the question, can atmospheric water generators help? And the answer is yes. Okay, but are government officials willing to invest in this type of technology? This man right here, his name is Moses West. He develops commercial atmospheric water drinking machines. And according to his website, his machine, which helps you to drink clean water, produced over 4 billion gallons of water, or is producing over 4 billion gallons of water annually. That is very important because that could potentially be a cost saving for a lot of countries. That could potentially save a lot of lives. And with those commercial machines, where they're put in big population centers, there could be potentially a cooling effect in those population centers, because that's what it does. It draws the humidity down into the machine and turns it into water. And this is something we should all take very serious, because heat can definitely kill. It definitely has an adverse effect on our health and our well-being. So that is really my presentation for tonight. And I really want to inform and educate people on technology like this, and even more technology that it will be developed in the future to help people live on a earth that is becoming very, very hot. So now, if you like what you heard, please like, share, comment, and subscribe. And I thank you for listening. And I'd want to greet you. Good night. Okay. And consider this technology. Consider studying this technology, especially if you live in a country that is experiencing extreme heat waves, will experience extreme heat waves, or potentially could experience extreme heat waves in the future. We want to prepare. Thank you for listening. Good night.